My father called every Sunday at 7. You could set a clock by it. I don't know when it started. I don't know who decided it. It was just always true. The way certain things are true in families without anyone agreeing to them. Sunday, 7 o'clock, his name on the screen.
It's so good to hear your voice.
He was a quiet man,
Just having my tea.
not cold, just quiet. He said more with a gesture than most people said in a paragraph. When he agreed with something you said, he'd put his hand on your shoulder. When he didn't know what to say, he'd go make tea. The kitchen was never very far away in our house. We talked for 15 minutes usually, sometimes 12, rarely 20. He'd ask about work. I'd ask about his knee. He'd say the knee was fine. I'd know it wasn't. We'd run out of things to say, and then we'd find a little more. And then he'd say, "All right, I'll let you go." Like it was his fault the call was ending. He always said that. I took those calls for granted in the way you take everything for granted when you believe it will always be there. The way you drive the same road for 15 years and never once look at the trees. The year it changed, I was busy. It always is. The project had a deadline, and the deadline was real. I told myself I'd miss a Sunday and catch up the next. He never mentioned the ones I missed. He never said, "You didn't call last week." He'd just call again the following Sunday, 7 o'clock. That made it easier to miss again. I want to be careful here. I want to be honest. I wasn't neglecting him. That's not what I was doing. I was building a life, a real one. The work mattered. The people I was doing it for mattered. He had always worked like that too. I had watched him choose work over comfort my entire childhood, and I had understood it then. I thought he would understand it now. I told myself, I'll visit in the spring. We'll have a whole weekend. I'll make it up properly. Spring is very far away when it's November. The Sunday it happened, I was watching the game. Fourth quarter. Close. I heard my phone. His name on the screen. I looked at it. I looked at the screen. I looked at the game. I thought, he'll call back. He always calls back. I'll answer the next one. He didn't call back that Sunday. I noticed, but not the way you notice something that matters. The way you notice a car you don't recognize parked outside. You look. You file it somewhere. You move on. He'll call next week. He didn't call the next week either. I told myself he was busy. I told myself I'd call him. I didn't call him. I filed it again. I moved on.
Okay, I've updated
My
the
sister
projections.
called on a Wednesday. She never calls on Wednesdays. I knew before I answered. I drove to the hospital that night. I remember the parking lot. I remember the specific shade of the lights in the lobby. That flat, institutional yellow that only exists in places where terrible things are normal. I remember the way the linoleum squeaked under my shoes. There are things you remember with strange precision when everything else goes underwater. The squeaking is very clear. The lights. The way the elevator button felt cold. He was already gone by the time I got there. I sat in the room for a long time after. There was a machine still running. Nobody had turned it off yet. I don't know why that's the detail I keep coming back to. And I thought about the last time he put his hand on my shoulder when he agreed with something I said. I couldn't remember when it was. I had been too busy to be agreed with. You think grief is loud. It isn't. The loud part is short. The loud part is the phone call from your sister, the lobby, the room, the drive home. That part is short, and then it's over, and then the quiet part begins. And the quiet part is forever. The quiet part is a Sunday morning with no call coming. The quiet part is looking at your phone at 7 p.m. without meaning to. The quiet part is realizing you have done this 3 Sundays in a row now. That your body still expects the call. That your body will keep expecting it. He'll never call at 7 on Sunday again. I'll never pick up on the 3rd ring. I'll never ask about his knee and know he isn't being honest. He'll never say, "I'll let you go," like the ending of the call was always his fault. There's a voicemail on my phone from that Sunday in November. I have never played it. I've almost played it maybe 100 times. I'll be doing something ordinary, making coffee, driving, lying awake at 3 a.m., and I'll open the phone and find the voicemail, and my thumb will get to the button. And I'll stop. I don't know what I'm afraid of. I know exactly what I'm afraid of. The game went to overtime. I don't remember who won.